Alberta.
Great rebound by Vanderholder. The game is in the balance, Rod. Minute to go.
Down to the final minute. Can Alberta hang on? Up by 5. Nova Scotia led by 4 with 28 seconds left and lost to Quebec in the men's final. And that short jumper is dropped by Michelle Plouffe.
Big shot by Michelle Plouffe. She's made 2 big baskets down the stretch. One on the baseline, now one at the free throw line. Nicely done by Alberta and Michelle Plouffe.
Some nice touch around the bucket, especially as you had talked about, Dwight, for Michelle Plouffe.
She's great around the basket with both hands, but in these last couple of plays, she showed off her perimeter skills, making a shot previous to this on the baseline, and right there with the free throw line jump shot. 2 big baskets down the stretch by Michelle Plouffe, giving Alberta a 7-point lead.
What lead is safe with 51 seconds left?
Well, as we witnessed in the first game, anything is possible right here. So BC just has to maintain composure, stay with it, get a good defensive game plan. They'll have a shot. There's still 51 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter.
Paul Langford, Team BC, discussing some final strategy here. Not looking good, but you never know. It's 75-68. An admirable comeback in the second half. As Claire Colburn, the top scorer for Alberta, is back on the bench.
Well, right now, that's just a simple defensive, offensive strategy here, trying to keep her away from committing a foul on the defensive end. And once Alberta gets the ball back, if it's a stoppage in play, they'll sub her back in. Here she comes. Just like I said, Alberta with the big defensive stop. Claire Colburn coming back in for Alberta.
45 seconds. 75-68, 7-point Alberta lead, closing in on the goal. An aggressive defense, of course, now BC really pressing, needing the ball.
Unfortunate right there. They had the right idea. They had their hand on the ball, but unfortunately it went out of bounds. BC pretty much has to start fouling right now, trying to create as many offensive opportunities as they can down the stretch here. It's pretty much going to become a free throw shooting contest once Alberta gets to the bonus.
Alberta 5-0 in the preliminary, won their semifinal over Ontario decisively 70-47, and now in possession with 38 seconds exactly on the clock to win the gold medal at the Canada Games, and that'll make for a nice trip home.
That's right. Diana Lee right there committing the foul, putting Alberta in the bonus. All Alberta has to do right here, Rod, in the last 38 seconds is to make all their free throws, and they'll go home with the gold.
Jamie Norum making them both.
BC with the timeout.
And BC still has one timeout after this.
But like I said, Rod, all Alberta has to do right now here is just, they're going to get fouled by BC. BC is trying to create more offensive opportunities. Alberta has to just focus themselves, go to the free throw line, knock their free throw shots down, and they'll win the gold medal.
So, what can you do now if you're BC?
Foul and hope Alberta misses free throws. And they got to make shots on the other end. They're up against it right here, but They got a foul. Hope Alberta misses free throws and makes some baskets here.
BC trailed by as much as 18 points in the first half. Closing in to within 5.
4. Definitely 4.
Cassandra Brown. And so she'll go to the line. They're still down, though.
Well, here's a start now. Cassandra has to go to the free throw line, knock down these 2 free throws. And I'm sure defensively, she's going to be on the point of the press, trying to create a turnover there and score once again. But this is a perfect opportunity right here on this free throw to set up their defensive strategy.
We're now at about the same stage we were when Quebec staged that dramatic comeback. The difference being Alberta's leading this one by 9, Nova Scotia led by 4, and that's 5 points at this stage of the game, a huge difference. And that doesn't help.
Doesn't help one iota.
Cassandra Brown with the bucket there, but it is pretty much academic now, as it is still Alberta ball. BC going to foul, 27.2 in the clock. It is 77-69. And Alberta, Dwight closing in on this goal. They'll go to the line again. And full measure for it, I think.
No question about it, Rod. They were down 18 points in this basketball game, but BC gave it a valiant attempt, getting it down to 69-65 in the fourth quarter here. But once again, Alberta's showing their resilience on both the offensive and defensive ends. And they're going to win this gold medal, deservedly so, the first in their team's history at the Canada Games.
As we watch Alberta look to put the finishing touches on a gold medal here at the Canada Games. I can tell you the Blue Jays and the Angels are coming up next. Toronto winning 5-4 last night. That is due up next right here on TSN. Making one there, moving it back up to a 9-point game. And a nice statement for Alberta basketball. Supremacy in the women's game for the first time ever at the Canada Games, and beating a very good province in basketball always in BC. Full measure throughout the tournament. They never lost, and they only trailed in this game 2-0.
That's right.
Down to 13 seconds now.
Michelle's feels confident walking to the line to shoot 2 free throws here. She's had a terrific basketball game. As had the entire Alberta basketball team, and kudos to BC as well. They gave it a great attempt in the second half.
Good day for the Plouffe family.
Yes, sir.
With the twins and twin gold medals coming up.
They're great interior passers. I like the way they play together.
So up to a full 10 now, and there's 13 ticks to go in this gold medal game. Alberta, champions of women's basketball. Dwight Walton, thank you for joining us for our basketball coverage here on TSN at the Canada Games. It is over now as the celebration begins for Team Alberta. Perfect throughout. The preliminary and, of course, in the playoffs, too. As Alberta claims gold here in Summerside, beating BC 79-71.